Cupcakes, the Musical, Act 2, Part 2. Interior of Pinkie Pie's sweet shop. Pinkie Pie is sitting in a chair, looking out the window with a half-eaten cupcake resting in her hoof. She appears to be in deep thought and remains still as Rarity steps inside. She uses her magic to carry a tray of small sandwiches inside and sets it on a stand next to Pinkie. Rarity: I thought you might like to try something a little healthy for a change. Would you care for one? No response. Sighs. All right. Picks up a sandwich and begins eating. Miss Pie, might I ask you a question? Pinkie Pie, not turning. Rarity: do you happen to remember what your ditzy looked like? Pinkie turned around and Rarity sets down her sandwich. Rarity: I know you heard me, Pinkie. You can't remember, can you? Pinkie Pie: her mane was yellow. Thinks for a moment. Or maybe it was pink? Turns back around. Rarity, tenderly: Pinkie, please just stop and think for a moment. Your ditsy's gone. If you keep trying to live in the past, the present will just pass you by. Life's for the living. No response. I've been thinking, you and I already need each other. We could have a life. Maybe it won't be the way I imagined, but we could be happy. No response. Come here, Pinkie. Finally, Pinkie sets down the rest of the cupcake and gets out of the chair. She turns to face Rarity and looks at her thoughtfully. Rarity holds out her hoof and smiles warmly. Pinkie hesitates at first, but steps forward, then again. Moving a bit faster, she holds up her hoof to touch Rarity before hoof steps are heard from outside and the door swings open. Applejack: Miss Pie, Miss Rarity, I feel like I've bucked a dozen orchards, but I've done it. Slumps in a chair. Pinkie Pie: What is it, Applejack? Applejack: She's had her locked away in the apple factory, owned by my big brother, Big Macintosh, no less. Pinkie Pie immediately becomes alert. You found Fluttershy? Applejack: Finding her was difficult enough. Getting her here may be impossible. Pinkie Pie paces. An apple factory? Where is it? Applejack: On the east side of town in the industrial district, but the place is barred with walls too high for any pony to climb. It's a fortress. Pinkie continues pacing, sinking ever deeper on a solution. Applejack and Rarity simply watch quietly as they wait for an idea to come to her. She suddenly stops. She lifts her head up, suddenly determined. Pinkie Pie, to herself: I've got her! Applejack: Miss Pie? Pinkie Pie to Applejack: We've got her! Where do you think most of the sweet shops in Ponyville get apples for their sweets? They must go to Big Macintosh. With those apples, they make candy apples, apple dumplings, and, thinks for a moment, apple pies. We'll send you to Big Macintosh to ask for apples backed by the gentlest of ponies, and no pony is gentler than Fluttershy. Applejack: Okay. Pinkie Pie: But first, I must make you into a pie maker, and quickly too. Pinkie Pie: There's a cherry, and there's sweet potato. There's pumpkin, and there's cream. Pinkie Pie: Repeat that. Applejack: There's cherry and there's sweet potato. There's pumpkin and there's cream. Pinkie Pie: Perfect. Pinkie Pie / Applejack: There's mince, there's bean, there's fresh strawberry. There's fried, there's lemon meringue. There's mince, there's bean, there's fresh strawberry. The schemer's words drift into silence as three ghosts, the most recent victims, enter from Pinkie's back room. They surround Pinkie and Applejack completely unnoticed and begin to sing. Ghost chorus: Pinkie fell to misfortune before, but never again she swore. Dr. Hoofs: Luck had won out, Pinkie had sang. Pinkie was all ready, and Pinkie sprang. Ghost chorus: Pinkie's troubles were cleared away, all within a single day. Cheerily: Pinky was quick, Pinky was ready. Pinky's dark plan at least was steady. Dr. Hoofs and Octavia slashed cheerily. Pinky was lively and thoughts of death. Pinky so maddened now. Pinky changed lives with a single breath. Pinky getting closer now. Ghost chorus. Pinky, 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 Pinky. The ghosts fade into the shadows, and Pinky and Applejack continue discussing their plans. Applejack, this season's known for lemon, with cream on top or something. Pinkie Pie, no, this season's known for pumpkin. Applejack, known for pumpkin, not lemon. Pinkie Pie, very good. Now off with you, Applejack. Let no pony stand between you and Fluttershy, not even your own brother. And be sure to bring her back here. I'll watch her while you hire the coach to Trottingham. Applejack, thank you, my friend. I don't know how I could ever... Pinkie Pie, no talk, just go. Pinkie Pie grabs a piece of paper and inkwell and a quill and sits down at her desk. Rarity walks up behind her and gently puts her hoof on her shoulder. Rarity, dear, I was thinking. Pinkie Pie, leave me be. Rarity, I was just hoping I could. Pinkie Pie, firmly, leave me be. Disappointed, Rarity turns to leave. However, she holds her head high as she steps out the door and walks down the stairs. Pinkie is left alone, staring at the blank paper. She picks up the quill and dips it in the ink, and prepares to pen her letter. The three ghosts from before step back out of the shadows and stand in a line. Big Macintosh, in ghost form, steps out from the back room and stands in front of the three. Big Macintosh, most honorable Judge Sparkle. Dr. Hoofs, most honorable. Cheerily and Octavia. Honorable. Big Macintosh, I hope you receive this note. Big Macintosh and Dr. Hoofs, quickly. Dr. Hoofs, I must warn you. Big Macintosh and Dr. Hoofs, that the ignorant. Dr. Hoofs and Octavia, young traveler. Cheerily and Octavia, has abducted your ward, Fluttershy. Big Macintosh, Fluttershy. Dr. Hoofs, Fluttershy. Cheerily and Octavia, from the apple factory where you... Big Macintosh and Dr. Hoofs, in wisdom. Cheerily and Octavia, have placed her. Big Macintosh, but hoping to earn your friendship. Big Macintosh and Dr. Hoofs, I have persuaded the mayor to bring her here tonight. I hope that you will arrive here. Dr. Hoofs and Octavia, in Sweet Street. Ghost chorus, if you want her again in your hoofs, hurry, if you're not too late. Dr. Hoofs, she will be waiting. Ghost chorus, waiting. Big Macintosh, your trustworthy and faithful colleague, Pinky. Pinkie Pie leaned back in her chair, content with her work. After a quick glance over, she writes in the final word. Pinkie Pie, pie. She smiles in evil satisfaction and stuffs the letter in the envelope. She gets up from the chair and heads outside to have it sent. Interior of Carousel Boutique. Spike gloomily walks into the shop, having returned from an errand. Rarity is inside, putting away several mannequins. She hears the bell on the door ring as she walks in, and she turns to greet him. Rarity, trying to cheer Spike up. Well, glad to see you're back. You missed quite the afternoon rush. Almost wore me out, today's customers did. No response. Is something wrong, Spike? Spike, no, not really. It's just, while I was walking by the factories, I saw a lot of ponies in pretty horrible conditions, and I thought, pauses for a moment, if it weren't for you, I might be there for someplace worse. It's almost like Celestia herself sent you to me. Rarity rubs his head. Believe me, dear, I feel the same. Spike, well, I'm not sure you do. That is, feel the exact same way as, well, I. Rarity, Spike, are you feeling all right? Spike puts a claw on her lips. Listen, there's something you need to hear. Spike, no one's gonna love you, not the way I do. No one's gonna love you, no sir, not the way I do. Rarity, well, I suppose I should have seen that coming. Spike, scoundrels twist you with their words when at large, but I'll protect you as stewards guard their charge. Rarity, Spike, listen, I don't know if I... Spike, no one's gonna see you for the girl you are. Others may agree you aren't worth loving, but you are a star. Scoundrels trick you for their plans, but as sands fell through time, no one's gonna love you, not the way I do. Rarity, oh, Spike, that is very sweet, but Pinkie Pie and I... Spike, that's something I wanted to talk about, too. Miss Pinkie's up to something, I can feel it. Spike, not to worry, don't you worry. I may not be wise, but I can see. It may seem she's trying to please, but if she hurts you, she'll be sorry. Not to worry, Mom. He leans in closer and puts his claw on her shoulders. He looks deep into her eyes, which are becoming more worried. Spike, being cute and being funny ain't like loving true. I don't need to. I would never use or lie to you like someone. Rarity, now teared eyes. Oh, Spikey Wikey, no one's ever spoken like this to me before. Takes his claws in her hoofs. Rarity, no one's gonna love you, not the way I do. No one's gonna love you, Spikey, not the way I do. Spike, scoundrels twist you with their words when at large, but I'll protect you as stewards. Rarity, I'd thought it was just a simple crush, but this... Spike, no one's gonna see you for the girl you are. Others may agree you aren't worth loving, but you are a star. Scoundrels trick you for their plans, but as sands fall through time, no one's gonna love you, not the way I do. After the final note, Rarity and Spike embrace each other in a kiss. Tears form in their eyes as their lips pull away from each other. They smile and chuckle somewhat at their sobbing. After another quick embrace, they separate and attempt to compose themselves. Rarity, well, that's never happened to me before. I suppose it was you all along, Spike. Walks to a cupboard and retrieves a gem. I've been saving this gem for a special dress, but perhaps it's best if you have it. You deserve it after all the help you've given. Rarity places the light blue gem in Spike's claw, and he gasps after inspecting it. Spike, this is a gem on Trixie's cape. Rarity, what? Oh, no, that's just something Pinkie Pie gave me for my birthday. Spike, see, this proves it. What I've been thinking about, Pinkie Pie. Takes Rarity by the hoof. We have to go, right now. We need to get Rainbow Dash and the police here right away. She resists his pull and stays in place. Rarity, please, Spike, let's just stop this crazy talk. Miss Pie been so good to us all the time. How could you say such a thing? Please, Spike. She pulls him into another embrace, and they are quiet for several moments. Rarity, you know, it's funny, us having this conversation, because I was just thinking. You know how you've wanted to help Pinkie and I with the baking and dressmaking? Spike, yes, ma'am. Rarity looks away to wipe away several tears, then looks back. No time like the present. Exterior of Sweet Street. Rarity leads Spike out of her dress shop, and the two head down the stairs to the basement. Spike, wow, I feel bad for you having to climb up and down these stairs all day. Rarity, I'm sure your strong dragon legs will be able to handle it better. Spike, proudly, you betcha! She unbolts the door at the end of the hall and leads Spike inside. Interior of the basement. Inside the door is a large chamber with stone walls and a low ceiling. On one side is a large number of dress and wigs mannequins, most of them with the objects displayed incomplete. An unusually large sewing machine sits deactivated with a large roll of colorful material under the material. On the other side is a large iron oven, a cupboard, and a steel table with several baking utensils sitting on the tray. In between the two sides at the far end is a large furnace with its fire roaring inside. Rarity: occasionally Miss Pie workload gets to be a bit too high, so she comes down here to do some extra baking. Points to a sewer grate. The stench from the sewer comes up occasionally, but it shouldn't be too bothersome. Spike: so which side do I start on? Rarity: I think baking will be a bit easier for now. Leads him to the oven. Some batter's already been prepared, so 2 trays at a time. Lifts 2 trays off the counter and places them inside. Close it all the way. Does so. And I trust you remember the rhyme Pinky sang for you? Spike: yeah. Cup of flour, count to 4, I got it. Rarity: right. Leads him to the counter. If you run out of batter, take the proper ingredients and put them in the bowl over here. Mix it all up and stuff it in the tray. Can you do that? Spike: right. Mix it up, batter in the tray. Rarity: there you go. I have to go upstairs for a moment. Will you be okay down here while I'm gone? Spike smiles. You don't have to worry about me, Rarity. Rarity: of course, silly me. Turns to leave. Spike: Rarity? Rarity: yes, darling? Spike: do you think I could have some gems as I wait? Rarity walks to him and kisses him on the forehead. As many as you like, dear, as many as you like. Rarity turns to leave again and shuts the door behind her. She leans against the cold metal and gasps for air as she stifles a sob. She slowly locks the bolt into place, then goes back up the stairs. Interior of Carousel Boutique. Rarity steps inside what should be an empty shop. However, she hears faint musical notes coming from the parlor. Curious to see what the noise is, she investigates the back room and, to her surprise, finds Rainbow Dash chiming away on the harmonium. Rainbow Dash: old sly discord with much dispatch, played with the ponies whilst shouting. I am the spirit who aspires for a spin, that will spite all the sports in Equestria. 'Tis a row-dow-diddle-dow-day, 'tis a row-dow-diddle-do-dee. Rarity nervously: oh my, Rainbow Dash, I had no idea you were a music lover. Rainbow Dash turns to Rarity and chuckles. Not many do. It's been quite a while since I've seen such a fine instrument. Rainbow Dash: old sly discord met his match, frozen in stone whilst spouting. I am the spirit who aspires for a spin, that will spite all the sports who had not adored. My great discord in Equestria, 'tis a row-dow-diddle-dow-day, 'tis a row-dow-diddle-dow-dee. Rainbow Dash: I hate to intrude, Rarity, but there have been some complaints. Rarity: complaints? Rainbow Dash: about the smell from your chimney. Nothing to worry about, really. Looks back at the music. Oh, one of Mom's favorites. Rainbow Dash: if one bell rings when the grey mule doth bray, ding-dong, the harvest will stay. Ding-dong, one bell today. When the grey mule doth bray, ding-dong. Rainbow Dash: anyway, being responsible for weather regulations, I have to inspect the source of the smoke. I'm afraid I'll have to take a look. Rarity: in the basement? Rainbow Dash: yes, sir. Rarity: oh, well, I'm afraid it's locked and I don't happen to have the key. Pinkie Pie has the key, but she's gone right now. Rainbow Dash: when will she be coming back? Rarity: can't say. She leaves at the most absurd times. Rainbow Dash: that's okay. I've got time to kill. Rainbow Dash: if 2 bells ring when the grey mules doth bray, ding-dong, ding-dong, the harvest you'll fray, ding-dong. Spike from the basement: ding-dong, 2 bells today when the grey mule doth bray, ding-dong, ding-dong. Rainbow Dash. What the hell was that? Rarity. That? Oh, that's just a dragon who helps around here. He's harmless. Rainbow Dash. Sounds like that's coming from the basement. Rarity. Yes, of course. You see, last week he decided to run off, and we found him not 2 days later, just inside the Everfree Forest, shaking and quivering. So we've kept him locked up in the basement for his own safety. Oh, do play the third bell for us. I'm sure we'll all feel much better. Rainbow Dash. If the 3 bells rings, when the grey mule does bray. Rainbow Dash. You know, if you're a music lover yourself, how about you join me? Rarity. All right. Rainbow Dash. Ding dong. Rarity. Ding dong. Rainbow Dash. Ding dong. Rainbow Dash and Rarity. The harvest wills play. Rainbow Dash. Ding dong. Rarity. Ding dong. Rainbow Dash and Spike. Ding dong. Rainbow Dash. 3 bells today. Rainbow Dash and Rarity. When the grey mule does bray. Rainbow Dash and Spike. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Rainbow Dash. If 4 bells ring, the grey mule does. Rarity. How many bells are there? Rainbow Dash. 12. Rainbow Dash. Ding dong. Rarity. Ding dong. Spike. Ding dong. Rainbow Dash. Ding dong. Rainbow Dash, Rarity and Spike. The farmers must pray. Rainbow Dash. Ding dong. Rarity. Ding dong. Spike. Ding dong. Rainbow Dash. Ding dong. Rainbow Dash and Spike. 4 bells today, when the grey mule does bray. Rainbow Dash, Rarity and Spike. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Rainbow Dash and Spike. Ding dong. As the final note is sung, Pinkie walks into the room, looking as happy as can be. Pinkie Pie. Sounds to me like some ponies having a party in here. Rainbow Dash. Ah, there you are, Miss Pie. I was hoping you'd be coming by soon. I'm told you have the key to the basement. Pinkie Pie. Yes, indeedy. What for? Rainbow Dash. There have been some complaints regarding the smoke coming from your chimney. Weather regulations and public safety being my duties, I have to take a look at your basement. Pinkie Pie. Of course. I understand completely, but perhaps you'd like to try one of my new recipes first? Rainbow Dash. As much as I'd love something yummy right now, I really should see to my official duties first. Pinkie Pie. That's quite loyal of you, Miss Dash, and, smoothly, is that a touch of caramel I smell? Rainbow Dash. Not caramel at all. I just had myself some butterscotch not too long ago. Pinkie Pie. Oh, but butterscotch is nothing compared to the flavors I have prepared. You must come see. There's a lovely banana cream I made with you in mind. Rainbow Dash. Well, I guess you are the expert. I suppose I could spare a few moments. Will I have to take a number as per the usual rules? Pinkie Pie. You don't have to worry about that. Places a balloon-covered ticket in Rainbow Dash's hoofs. Your number already came up. Pinkie leads Rainbow out the door as Rarity waves them off. Now alone, she sits in the chair and stares at the floor, thinking deeply on what to do next. Exterior of Sweet Street. Pinkie leans Rainbow out the door, and the two ascend the stairs to the sweet shop. From an alleyway across the street, the mad beggar is watching the two intently, her eyes still very much derped. Interior of Carousel Boutique. The room is eerily quiet. Rarity still sits in her chair, thinking. A thud is heard upstairs. Rarity. Rainbow Dash must be out like a light now. What to do? If Spike were to bring the police here, it wouldn't be over for Pinkie, it'd be over for me. But he loves me, and I know for sure I love him. Perhaps if we could run away together? No, Pinkie'd be caught if left on her own, and she'd surely tell the police about me for abandoning her. She'll want to... No, I won't let her. She won't lay a hoof on my Spike. But I can't act like anything's changed. I'll keep going along, for now. She hears faint screams coming from above, and she begins to sweat. Oh no, if anyone hears, leaps to the harmonium, Rarity, loudly. Old sly Discord with much dispatch played with the ponies whilst shouting. Interior of the basement. Spike is waiting patiently by the oven when he hears the timer ring. Excited, he opens the oven and pulls out the tray of cupcakes, each glittering with several different colors of gems. Spike, oh boy, I can't wait to try out my own recipe. Eats one of the cupcakes. Not bad at all. I think I'll have another. Notices something odd in a cupcake. Say, what is that? Pulls out a hair. That's not Rarity's or Pinky's. How'd that get in there? Notices something else. What gives? Spike digs into the cupcake and feels something unusual. He pulls it out. He looks at it closely and sees it's a Pegasus feather. Mortified, he drops the feather and backs away from the oven. Behind him he hears a thud. He turns and sees the bloody, dismembered body of Rainbow Dash, followed by her detached wings. He scrambles for the door and tries to open it. He quickly realizes it's locked and begins to scream for help. Spike, Rarity, let me out, Rarity! With no reply coming, he runs to the sewer grate and pulls it off. He jumps down and disappears. Interior of Carousel Boutique. Rarity. 'Tis a row-dow-diddle-dow-day. 'Tis a row-dow-diddle-dow-dee. On the final note, Pinky bursts back inside, carrying a tray of cupcakes. Pinkie Pie, order up, Rarity! Giggles. Rarity, no, thanks. Pinky, aw, is something wrong? Rarity, sort of, you see, Spike may be aware of our goings-on. Pinkie Pie cheerfully eats a cupcake. Well, we'll just have to take care of that, Rarity. Pinkie Pie turns and hops out the door, leaving Rarity to think for a few moments. She goes into her kitchen and picks up a knife. She looks at the door to the boutique, determination in her eyes. Rarity, yes, we will. Leaves to join Pinky. Interior of the apple factory. Big Macintosh, in a top, hat, and cape, is leading Applejack in baking attire down a row of apple trees. Chained to each tree is a mad pony who is meant to buck the apples off the tree. Several of their screams echo throughout the hall as they attack the trees furiously with their hooves and teeth. Big Macintosh, you don't seem too happy I'm to see you after all this time, little sis. When Nightmare Moon attacked all those years ago, I thought for sure you'd been killed or enchanted. As you can see, I changed the business somewhat, but I've managed to give these ponies a home and a place to sleep. Applejack, and Granny Smith and Applebloom? Big Macintosh, Applebloom's all grown out now, of course. Went off to study in Manhattan, and Granny Smith, well, can't say for sure where she is now. Probably hanging around in town somewhere. But look at you, a pie maker and all. Quite an accomplishment, if you ask me. Applejack, it's kind of you to say that, Big Mac, but are your workers here by choice? I mean, none of them really look happy to be here. Big Macintosh, none of them were too happy to begin with. The city gives us most of its citizens, and we do our best to take care of them. The siblings reach a cell in the wall in which several ponies are being kept. Big Macintosh, you wanted apples bucked by the gentlest pony we have, right? Applejack, yes, sir. Big Macintosh, well, I think we might have just the one. He unlocks the door and steps inside. Inside are several mares bound in straitjackets. One, a yellow Pegasus, is cowering in the corner. The rest's faces immediately light up upon seeing Big Macintosh, and they scramble to be closest to him. Big Macintosh motions for them to back away. All right, every pony, calm down. Fluttershy, could you come here? The pony in the corner timidly gets up and walks to Applejack and Big Macintosh. It is indeed Fluttershy, and she looks absolutely terrified. Her full pink mane is frazzled, and her cheeks are stained with dry tears. Big Macintosh to Applejack. So, what kind of apples were you interested in? As he turns to face her, she pulls a knife from her pack and points it at her brother. He backs away in shock, and she pulls Fluttershy to her. Applejack, not a word about this to anyone, Big Mac. I'm getting this poor girl out of here, and no pony's going to stop me. Not even you. Big Macintosh edges closer. Come on now, Applejack. Do you really think a knife will... Before he can finish his sentence, Fluttershy leaps onto him and flips him around. She grabs his back legs and hurls him to the other side of the room, where he makes a large dent in the wall. Fluttershy pants and moves back to Applejack's side. Applejack: "I'll leave you to your children now." Applejack shuts the door behind her, and the mares all turn to Big Macintosh. Happily they begin to swarm over him, shoving each other off the way and vying for his affection. As he becomes buried under the ponies, he stands up and sends them flying against the walls. "Nope!" He starts after Applejack and Fluttershy, leaving the door open behind him.